Welcome back to Another Thing. I'm Larry Menti. You go to the doctor for a procedure, you go to a hospital for a procedure, you think you're covered, and then you get the bill, and there is a surprise cost in there because one of the medical professionals was out of network, so your insurance didn't pay for it. This is a problem that they are dealing with across the country. Leading the fight in New Jersey is Senator Joe Vitale, who joins us now. Sir, thank you for joining us. How is the fight going in New Jersey?
It's going well. This has been off and on an 8-year odyssey, and we are close to, really very close to a solution, I think. The complexity of the issue isn't really the issue as much as it's those stakeholders, those interest groups who have, horse in this race that care about the outcome. And
who are they? Who are the stakeholders?
They meaning the health plans, insurance industry, the hospital industry, the medical community, doctors, and others.
And they don't want to give up the money that they get from these out-of-network bills.
Mostly. I mean, look, if we're hoping to save anywhere between $20 and $100 million a year, that comes out of someone's pocket, right? But it shouldn't come out of the pockets of consumers, which is why we've done this bill. And that's really the genesis of the legislation, to say that if you go to a hospital but in an emergency, and it's not they don't accept your insurance, but it's an emergency, they have to treat you. Now, they will bill the insurance company, your insurance company, for the procedure, but the insurance company only pay them a certain amount of money. And so what's happened in some places is that that hospital will then balance bill the patient what they didn't get paid by the insurance company. And it happens even more frequently with doctors, with providers. So here it is that you're about to have your first baby and you've identified the hospital that you want to go to. It's in your network, right? The OB/GYN is in your wife's network. Everything's good to go. Well, the day of the delivery and she's in the middle of labor, they decide that an epidural is needed. And so they call an anesthesiologist. Well, in many cases, that anesthesiologist is part of a group that's contracted with the hospital that likely doesn't accept your insurance at all. And so they'll bill the insurance company for you, but the insurance company will only pay them a fixed amount.
And this is more common than people would know. We're talking about billions of dollars.
Happens every day.
It sounds like something that many politicians would want to jump on, but you have powerful lobbying forces fighting this.
Sure. Sure, and they influence my colleagues to some degree, not because for any other reason other than they give them information that's just not accurate, or they're scare tactics.
And they give them money.
Well, there are contributions, but I don't think that accounts for much. If anything, what happens though is you have a hospital in your district, and that hospital comes to you and says, if this bill passes, it's going to put us out of business. We won't be able to balance bill patients.
We'll have to fire people.
We'll have to lay people off. And we're saying, well, that's really overstated, but if you're a legislator who hasn't followed the issue very closely because you're involved in 50 other things, you will at least initially believe them and say, well, wait a minute, Joe, slow down, what does this mean? And so this has taken this much time, 3 governors and a bunch of legislators over time to figure this out. We're really very close. There is one catch at the end, again, is how much will the providers get paid in an interim payment? And so that's, I think, really the last issue. And what it might cost the state health benefits plan if anything. And we don't want to cost the state any money.
We're taping this at the State House today. I know you're dealing with this today. We're getting into 2017. Will this be dealt with by 2017?
I hope so. I also want to be a 32-inch waist, but that may not happen either anytime soon. So, but given that's taken 8 years, doesn't mean it's going to take another 8 years. It may take another 8 weeks. But I think this is weeks away, not months or years away.
Well, I hope you get it passed. Thank you so much for joining us today. Senator Joe Vitale will continue following this story, and if you would love to talk to you again about it, especially if you get it passed.
Sure, you bet.
Another Thing continues right after this.
Coming up next, Dawn looks at the huge footprint Donald Trump has left on New Jersey when Another Thing continues.